Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is currently December the 28th, I believe. Yes, it is the 28th. We're very close to a new year, and as you guys know, I am constantly trying to improve myself. I am always working on myself, trying to be better just in general at life, at skills, as a person. But I think that if you can use the new year to an advantage to help you try to do the same, try to better yourself, I don't see why not. However, you guys know that I am also of the firm belief that you should be trying to make yourself better, just a little bit better every single day. So with that being said, this isn't actually really a self-improvement video that's directed at you guys, I guess. It's more of a video for me to kind of get a few things off my chest, explain some things, kind of just release some things that I feel like I've been keeping in before going into the new year. You know, because I've always got resolutions. They're not just new year resolutions. I've just always got stuff I want to do. The one thing that I don't do often enough is sit down and release my emotions and release how I'm feeling and just let go of things that I've been holding on to and that are probably holding me back because of how much energy I'm putting into them. So that's what I want to use this time of year to do, and I thought that I could share it with you guys because YouTube is heavily involved with a lot of stuff that goes on in my life now, and it's becoming more so. There's, you know, more opportunities. It takes up more time. I also earn a little bit more money from it now, and for that reason, the people that support me on that platform, you guys are you've become people that I really want to keep in the loop. First thing that I want to talk about is school. I want to get this off my chest. I haven't lied to you guys about anything, but I have probably not explained as fully as I possibly could because I was worried about what you guys would think, since I know a lot of you, you know, you comment all the time that my videos are so motivating and inspiring and that you're in computer science or you're in school trying to work really hard, and that my content inspires you. And because that's something that's so important to me, I didn't want to tell you guys the truth and that be a reason that maybe, you know, you feel like you've been lied to, or you see that my life isn't exactly as I've been portraying it online, and maybe, you know, now you've lost faith and you're like, oh, well, the person who's been inspiring me isn't even 100% truthful anyways. So those are the thoughts basically that have been going through my head, even though I know that that's not this situation. So let me explain. As you all know, I'm finished school. I have one more online class to do next semester, and if you've looked at the timeline, this doesn't really work out perfectly. Because I did take time off school and I switched programs. Really, I shouldn't be done school until probably this time next year. Something's a little off there, and that is because I wanted to tell you guys that the way that I allowed myself to graduate early was by switching into a different program. So I'm no longer technically computer science, but before everyone freaks out like I did, I talked to lots of counselors about this to try and figure out what situation would be best for me, and basically my official program that I will be graduating with in the spring is a general bachelor's of science, but I still have 3 years of computer science under my belt. It's just that they don't call it that when you get a general. They only call it they only give it a major if you've done a 4-year honors program in it. Which, say what you want about that situation, I think it's kind of silly. I still say that I focused in computer science because I spent 3 years following an honors computer science program, and that's what I did. And just because I, you know, transferred out last minute in order to graduate early, it doesn't mean that those skills are now not applicable and that I've just lost all of those skills. I still have 3 years of computer science under my belt. But yeah, I wanted to explain to you guys that that is how I graduated early, because it's probably kind of confusing and you're like, how did you do that? And I did it because I've mentioned this before. The university structure of post-secondary education I don't think it was the best for me at the end of the day. I think that I could have been much more successful, or at least a little bit more engaged in different types of learning, like college or even just working and then doing workshops in what I was interested in. But that's not what I did at the end of the day. I did university. But that's also why I wanted to finish early and why that was worth it to me to finish early. I also discussed with my counselors, and because I'm not dropping out due to, you know, bad marks or something, because I'm graduating early with all of those courses with a good GPA, if I want to come back like 5 years from now and get an honors program, I can go back to Laurier and I can do one more year, basically just finish up my courses, and I can get that honors. I don't have to retake the entire thing. And if you live in Ontario, OSAP was, just because of government things, it was cut this year. They also, it's funny because I think they lowered tuition, but because of the cuts on OSAP, I wouldn't have been able to afford to go to school, and I knew that if I like took a year off to work or something, I probably wouldn't come back and finish any degree at all. As I couldn't afford it, I wanted to be done. I felt strong enough in my skills, which I obviously was, because I've still been able to get interviews and I've been able to get job offers in this field. So obviously switching into a 3-year instead of a 4-year really didn't make that much of a difference. But at the end of the day, there were factors that went into that, and that is the reason that I switched into a general bachelor's of science instead of a honors bachelor of science in computer science. I wanted to get that off my chest because so many of you came from my computer science background, and I felt like I was almost lying to you and letting you down because I wasn't even officially, like as of I think October, I wasn't even officially in computer science anymore. But at the end of the day, this is the decision that is better for me. I think that I was ready to just start living rather than taking all this time preparing to live, which is how I imagine school kind of. Even though that's not, you should be living your whole life regardless of whether or not you're in school, but I just didn't feel that way while I was in university, which is also what pushed me to finish early and actually get out here. And to kind of segue into another thing that I want to address, these factors also went into deciding to not take the software development job. I was fully on track to start like 2 weeks from now. I was going to be a software developer and consultant. It was going to be very, very much computer science-y. I have been interviewing and I decided to not take that job. So instead I got a job offer for a job that is more project coordinator, executive assistant type work. I've done work like that before and I've really enjoyed it, so it's basically just what I've done before but on a much higher level. The pay is less, but if there's one thing I'm thankful for, coming from a past with definitely not an abundance of money, it's that I know how much I need to survive, I know how much I need to be content and happy, and I know that I'm going to be making more than enough at this job. So even though it's less money than the development job, I'm still going to be totally happy and satisfied, and I can pay my bills and I can pay off my student loans with it. And a majority of the work for this job is going to be remote, so I can go to a co-working space downtown. I can work on it. I can work on it from home if I need to. You know, like I can go and visit my parents and work on it from there if that's what I feel like doing. And that's another reason that I wanted to take this new job instead, is because I have a lot of stuff on the go apart from work and apart from the computer science career that I've put so much effort into setting myself up for. You know, I've always been involved in the arts. You guys know lately that I've been getting into acting. I've done a few short films. I'm in a play, and YouTube is getting busier, and I think that this job is more, there's going to be a better work-life balance with it. I really believe that. I like the work that I'll be doing. It's something that I know makes me feel content, and I just think it aligns with my goals and with my dreams and my passions and, you know, my ambition. it just aligns with everything a lot more than the other job did. And it's a difficult thing to explain if your guys aren't like talking to me every day and seeing where my head's at all the time, but hopefully you understand that, you know, it's not always about getting a job that looks super fancy and has a great name and pays you a whole bunch of money. Sometimes it's just about choosing work that is going to make you content and is going to allow you the freedom to still be able to work on yourself and to have a good work-life balance and have your passions while still making a difference in the workplace, even if it's less money and doesn't sound as glamorous as, you know, a software developer. Not that it sounds glamorous, that was the wrong word. But yeah, so that's something I wanted to discuss with you guys as well. The way that my life has changed in these past few months, which is major, absolutely major changes. From the move to switching programs to turning down a really, really amazing job, especially for someone who studied computer science. That I've made those changes because I truly believe that they are going to get me closer and closer to where I want to be someday and to what my goals and dreams really are. And they were also things that I needed to do, changes that I needed to make, because I have lived a lot of my life trying to make other people happy, which is such a crazy thing because I know everyone does that. I have had such a supportive group of friends and family that, like, if I had decided to just totally switch my life around years ago and do something crazy and unorthodox, they would have all been there for me and they would have supported me. But in my head, it still didn't feel like that. And it's no fault of theirs, they've all been amazing, but it's just something that I've been having to deal with myself, is that I have always felt like I'm doing what makes the most sense and what makes people proud of me, and it kind of just led me to a place where I wasn't really that proud of myself anymore. I wasn't super excited for things, which is, I fully believe that, like, being alive in and of itself is an absolute miracle, and I just, like, I want to wake up every day not necessarily feeling happy and over the moon excited, because you can't do that every day, but I just think that I should wake up every single day feeling grateful and at least a little bit excited and curious for what's next to come, and I didn't really feel like that. And this all sounds very dramatic, but it's, you know, story of our lives, human condition. It's just like, sometimes I need to sit down and I need to share that, especially with you guys, because you're part of the journey, to make myself feel better and to help you guys understand where I'm coming from, and hopefully maybe even help you guys understand a little something about yourself along the way. So yeah, that's the reason for the program change, the reason for the job change. I'm gonna be focusing more on acting. I'm gonna be focusing more on YouTube. I want to do a lot more self-development because I love that, and that's where I feel like, especially on YouTube, as school finishes and I don't have that much computer science related stuff to post about, I think that self-development and motivation, I think that that's where I can really make a difference on this platform now. So that's what I want to try and do. Hopefully you guys are excited for that, are excited for a little bit of a content change. And I really just want to be excited and happy and grateful every single day that I'm alive, and am even able to be in such a ridiculously privileged position to be able to make decisions like this, and to, you know, have the financial and emotional stability to change my life around and to follow a different path and to try different things that may not work in the end. And I just, like, I don't know, I've been rambling, but basically I just wanted to tell you guys some changes that have happened, why they've happened, where I'm gonna go from here, and yeah, just let you guys know what's up and ramble and get things off my chest, and hope that you guys can also let go of some things, leave them behind in 2019, and go into the next decade knowing that, you know, you always have a choice and you always have something that you can do differently. Every single little choice that you make every single day adjusts your path of life in a different way. I just want you guys to bring that into the new year. Be more present. Think about what you're doing, what you love, what excites you, what you don't like, and think about the tiny little changes that you can do every single day to make what you want a reality for you. That's all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you're excited for the new year. I just want you guys to know that it's alright to feel a little bit lost and a little bit all over the place and unsure. And who isn't these days? I mean, let's be completely honest with ourselves. Thank you guys so much for watching my final video of 2019. What a year it has been. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to smile. Always smile if you can. Do your best and leave what you don't need in 2019. I will see you guys in my next video in the new year. Bye.